Hey everyone, and welcome back to FluentoLab, the place where your English grows every single day. Today we have something really exciting for you. We are going to learn English through a story. And not just any story, this one is full of mystery, discovery, and adventure. It's called The Lost City. Don't worry if your English is not perfect yet. The story is told slowly and clearly, using simple words. It is made especially for English learners like you. Here is our plan for today. First, you will hear the full story, narrated slowly and clearly. Then, I will go through key vocabulary words from the story, with simple explanations and examples. And finally, we will do shadowing practice together. You repeat after me, step by step. Okay. Are you ready? Let's go.
Story narration. Narrator: Sarah. World map: The Lost City. A long time ago, in a small town in South America, there lived a young woman named Elena. She was 22 years old. She loved maps, old books, and history. She worked as a helper at a small local museum. Every day she dusted old objects and wrote labels for them. It was a quiet job, but Elena was not a quiet person inside. He always dreamed of something bigger. One afternoon, an old man came into the museum. He was thin and moved slowly. He had white hair and very tired eyes. He carried a worn leather bag. He asked to speak to someone about an old map. The director was busy, so Elena went to help him. The old man sat down carefully. He opened his bag and pulled out a folded piece of paper. It was yellow and very old. The edges were torn. He laid it flat on the table and smoothed it gently with his fingers. "This," he said quietly, "is a map to the lost city of Karath." Elena had heard the name before, in an old book at the museum. Karath was a legendary city, said to have been built deep in the jungle hundreds of years ago. People said it was full of gold and ancient knowledge. But most historians believed it was just a myth. A story. Not real. "Where did you find this?" Elena asked. "From my grandfather," the old man said. "He found it in the mountains. I have kept it for 60 years. But I am old now. I cannot go. Someone young must find it." He looked at Elena and said, "Will you go?" Elena did not sleep that night. She sat at her desk and studied the map for hours. It showed a river, a mountain shaped like a sleeping animal, and a path through the jungle. At the end of the path, there was a small drawing of buildings with a circle around them. By morning she had made her decision. He would go. Elena asked her friend Marco to join her. Marco was a strong and calm young man who had grown up near the jungle. He knew how to read the land. He knew which plants were safe to eat and which were not. He had camped alone for weeks before. Elena trusted him completely. They packed carefully. Water, food for 10 days, a compass, rope, a torch, and a small first aid kit. They also brought the map, wrapped in cloth to protect it. They took a bus to the edge of the jungle. Then they walked. The jungle was nothing like the town. It was loud and green and alive. Birds called from the trees. Insects hummed everywhere. The air was thick and warm. Every step was slow because the ground was soft and uneven. Sometimes they had to use a small machete to cut through the plants blocking their path. On the second day they found the river on the map. It was wide and brown and moved fast. They followed it south for a full day. That night they camped near its bank. Elena lay in her sleeping bag and looked up through the trees at the sky. She felt far from everything she knew, but she also felt more alive than ever before. On the fourth day Marco spotted the mountain. It was enormous. And from a distance it really did look like a sleeping animal. A long, curved shape against the sky. Elena's heart jumped. They were on the right path. But then things got harder. On the 5th day, they walked into a part of the jungle so thick that the sunlight could not reach the ground. It was dark even in the afternoon. The path on the map was no longer clear. Vines and roots covered everything. They moved slowly, checking the compass every few minutes. Marco cut his hand on a sharp branch. It was not deep, but it bled. Elena cleaned and bandaged it carefully. Marco said it was fine. But Elena could see he was tired and in pain. That evening, sitting quietly in the dark jungle, Elena began to doubt herself. What if the city was not real? What if the map was wrong? What if they were just lost? Marco seemed to notice. He said softly, "You know what I think? I think the people who built Karath didn't make it easy to find. That was the point. They didn't want everyone to walk in." Elena thought about that, and slowly she felt better. On the 6th day, something changed. The jungle began to thin out. The trees grew shorter. Light came through. And then, Elena stopped walking. In front of her were stone steps. Old, mossy, wide steps leading up a hillside. On either side of the steps, tall stone walls rose from the earth, covered in green. Carved into the stone were symbols and shapes. Animals, spirals, stars. Neither of them spoke. They climbed the steps slowly, carefully. At the top, they stood on a wide, flat platform. And from there they could see it. The lost city of Karath. Buildings made of stone, still standing after hundreds of years. Doorways and windows open to the sky. Wide paths between the buildings now overgrown with grass. A large central square with a stone fountain in the middle, dry but still beautiful. And carved everywhere, on every wall, every doorway, were those same symbols. Elena walked slowly through the city. He touched the walls. She looked through the windows. She thought about the people who had lived here. Who had they been? What had they done here? Why had they left? There were no answers. Not yet. But the questions were enough. Marco found something in one of the buildings. A small stone box sealed with dried clay. They opened it carefully. Inside were small clay tablets covered in writing. The same symbols as the walls. A language. A record. Something left behind on purpose. Elena's eyes filled with tears. "This is real," she whispered. "This was always real." They spent 2 days in the city. Elena made drawings of every symbol she could find. Marco took careful notes about the layout and the buildings. They did not take anything. They left everything exactly as they found it. When they finally walked back out of the jungle, they were exhausted, dirty, and hungry. But they were also full of something that is hard to describe. A deep, quiet joy. The kind that comes from doing something that truly matters. Back in the town, Elena went straight to the museum. She spread her drawings on the director's desk. She told him everything. She showed him the old man's map. The director was silent for a long time. Then he said, "We need to call a team of archaeologists. This could change everything we know." And it did. Within a year, a team of international researchers had come to study the city. The language on the tablets was slowly decoded. The history of Karath began to be told after hundreds of years of silence. Elena was part of every step. The young woman who had dusted old objects and written labels in a quiet museum was now the person who had helped uncover one of the greatest discoveries of the century. And sometimes late at night she would think of the old man with the tired eyes and she would smile. He had chosen the right person.
Beautiful, right? I love that story. Now, let's look at some of the most important vocabulary words from today's adventure. I will explain each word simply, give you an example, and then we'll say it together. Let's do it. Books vocabulary section. 1. Worn. He carried a worn leather bag. Worn means old and damaged from being used a lot. It's not broken, just old looking. You might say. She had a worn pair of shoes. She wore them every day for 5 years. Now repeat after me. His worn jacket showed he had traveled a lot. The book was worn and old but still readable. 2. Legendary. Karath was a legendary city. Legendary means very famous, often because it's part of old stories or history. Something legendary is so well known that people talk about it for a very long time. That footballer is legendary. Everyone knows his name. Repeat after me. The lost city was legendary. She became a legendary explorer. 3. Myth. Most historians believed it was just a myth. A myth is a story that many people believe, but that may not be true. It is traditional, old, and usually impossible to prove. Some people say the monster in that lake is real. But it's probably a myth. Repeat. The lost city was thought to be a myth. Is that story a myth or is it real? 4. Compass. They brought a compass. A compass is a tool that shows you which direction you are going, north, south, east, or west. It is very useful in nature, where there are no roads or signs. Without a compass, they would have been completely lost in the jungle. Repeat. Check the compass. Are we going north? Always carry a compass when you go hiking. 5. Uneven. The ground was soft and uneven. Uneven means not flat or smooth. It has bumps, holes, or different levels. Walking on uneven ground is harder than walking on a flat surface. The path through the forest was uneven and difficult to walk on. Repeat. The floor is uneven. Be careful. We walked on uneven ground for hours. 6. Spotted. Marco spotted the mountain. To spot something means to suddenly notice it or see it. It is often used when you find something that is not easy to see. I spotted a small cafe on the corner of the street. Repeat. She spotted the sign from far away. He spotted something strange in the sky. 7. Doubt. Elena began to doubt herself. To doubt means to feel unsure about something. When you doubt yourself, you are not confident. You think, maybe I am wrong. Maybe I cannot do this. I started to doubt myself before the big presentation. Repeat. Don't doubt yourself. You can do it. He began to doubt whether the map was real. 8. Mossy. Old, mossy, wide steps. Mossy means covered in moss. Moss is the soft, green plant that grows on rocks, old walls, and trees in wet places. Mossy things often look very old. The old stone wall was mossy and covered in green. Repeat. The mossy steps led into the forest. We sat on a mossy rock near the river. 9. Overgrown. Wide paths, now overgrown with grass. Overgrown means that plants have grown wild and covered something, like a path, a building, or a garden, because nobody has taken care of it for a long time. The garden was overgrown. Nobody had cut it in years. Repeat. The old road was completely overgrown. The ruins were overgrown with vines. 10. Decode. The language on the tablets was slowly decoded. To decode means to find the meaning of something that is written in a way that is difficult to understand, like a secret language, a code, or an ancient script. Scientists worked for years to decode the ancient writing. Repeat. Can you decode this message? It took months to decode the symbols. 11. Uncover. Elena helped uncover one of the greatest discoveries. To uncover means to find something that was hidden, unknown, or forgotten. It can be used literally, digging something up, or figuratively, finding information. The investigation uncovered the truth. Repeat. They uncovered a lost city in the jungle. The research uncovered many surprising facts. 12. Exhausted. They were exhausted, dirty, and hungry. Exhausted means extremely tired. Not just a little tired, completely tired. Your body and mind have nothing left. After working 12 hours, I was completely exhausted. Repeat. She was exhausted after the long journey. We were exhausted but very happy. Shadowing practice. Okay, FluentoLab family. Now it's time to use your voice. This is shadowing. You will hear a sentence, and you repeat it. Try to match the speed, the tone, and the feeling. Don't just read, feel the words. Ready? Let's go slowly. She always dreamed of something bigger. Now you. Say it out loud. She always dreamed of something bigger. The jungle was loud and green and alive. The jungle was loud and green and alive. Neither of them spoke. Neither of them spoke. This was always real. This was always real. Don't doubt yourself. You can do it. Don't doubt yourself. You can do it. He had chosen the right person. He had chosen the right person. And that's a wrap for today's episode of FluentoLab. You listened to a full story. You learned 12 new vocabulary words. And you practiced your spoken English through shadowing. That is real progress. Every single time you do this, your English gets stronger. If you want to go even further, write one sentence in the comments using a word from today. I read every single one. See you in the next episode. Keep going, you're doing great.